What's up, besties? Welcome to my channel, back to my channel. It's been a very, very long time since I've posted on here. I always post on here when I just like literally have an urge to make a YouTube video. Okay, this time I'm serious. I'm trying to be consistent because I think I found the format that I want to do, because my interests are the same. They've developed a little more, but now I'm just like, I'm such a this is gonna be so hard. I curse so much. Maybe I should just like bleep it out. I talk a lot to my photo booth as my diary in a way, because my mind just works like 1,000 miles a minute, and I've always tried journaling, but my hands get too tired. So I'm a talkative person when I'm by myself. And if you get to know me, because at first I'm definitely quiet. I wouldn't call myself shy. I'm very much an observer. I don't know what I'm doing today. It's Sunday, December 1st. And I just kind of like want to talk about stuff. And this is what I do sometimes on my free time. And, oh, sorry. I got really scared. Okay, I'll show you. So I have this view over here. Oh, also I moved. I don't know if you guys care about that, but I moved. Still living with my boyfriend. It's like almost coming up on either our 4th or 5th year living together. And like my neighbor walks by here and like walks their dog. So I just like saw something and I was like, watch me start saying what the sigma. I have already. So like if you catch me saying it in this video, I refuse to apologize. It was ironic and now it's not. I guess the first thing I want to talk about, if you're interested in books, like okay. Let me tell you my big three, so maybe you can understand me a little more, because no one understands me. No one! Okay? I'm telling you, no one. The only person who's got, like, super close to understanding who I am as a person is my boyfriend. Like, not even my family really knows who I am. I'm the black sheep, so. But, no one wants to, like, delve deep into my mind. And I'm a person who, like, loves delving deep into other people's minds because I want to understand every single thing about a person. And when no one wants to do that for me, I get a little hurt, and I'm like, okay, so no one really understands who I am and how I think and whatever. I'll tell you my big three so you can understand who I am. So I'm a Gemini sun. I don't know why I'm doing this. I guess I'll put it here. I'm a Gemini sun, Taurus moon, Aquarius rising. Okay. I definitely feel like I embody a lot of Aquarius when you first meet me, and maybe like the way I look. Oh, my hair looks so good today. Slay! When you get to know me, I'm totally like that Gemini, like, you know, I'm all over the place. But anyways, I want to talk to you about some interests of mine so you guys can get to know me. Interest share. I don't know. Okay? So, well, I have a lot of things here. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm like looking at these books. I have you don't even know, girl. If you want more, let me know. I have so many books downstairs. What? Sorry, this is on my photo booth. That was not supposed to happen. My boyfriend's water bottle, and it's ruining my back shots. What did I just say? You know what I mean, the shot in the back. Welcome to my bed. It's kind of disheveled, so I'm sorry. I have, my Invisalign, earmuffs, a hair clip. I got this with my friend Hunter at a metaphysical shop. It's like I guess you'd call it a voodoo doll, but there's no voodoo going on. She got a different one, but this like matches me so perfectly, so I got it. Look, it's me, my buddy. He doesn't have a name, so if anyone wants to give me a name, his name would probably be like Reaper or something, like. That's something I would call it. That's where it is. God, I lose stuff all the time. My lip liner. This is like probably one of my favorite ones. This is in Club Hopper. Oh my god, busted. So I got this. This is my favorite necklace. I got it in New Orleans at a market. I think it was like the French market. I can't remember. Like this is like a staple piece of mine. Hey, it's editing Chloe here. God, I made this so hard on myself to edit. Like, I don't think I finished a single thought since the second I started this video. Bear with me, please. This is how my brain works. It's very chaotic, but we're segueing to another topic, obviously. Oh, what a great segue. Before I literally was like, oh, let me talk to you about my books. And then I was like, you know what? Let me talk to you about where I want to segue this YouTube channel. I guess I'll use this as that as well. And I'm sorry, you can see how I am a little bit all over the place. Recently, I have to make sure that I'm in frame here. Here's one thing. I've always loved film. I just always loved it, and I've always loved music, and I've always just liked every art medium I can like that's tangible, or something that I could analyze, or something I can get lost in, or something that I could like pick pieces of and like incorporate into my personality. Like that is such a like an expressive outlet for me, to talk about film and whatnot. And when I was a kid, I don't know, I forget what their names are, but like SoCal, Kaho, or whatever her name was. There was a bunch of YouTubers back in the day who were young who used to make like music videos for songs. And this is like really early YouTube when I was on there. And I had totally had like a YouTube channel called like Tragic Tragedy or something, or Tragedy Tears, or Tragedy Tears, something super scene emo. And I was like, what, 10? But I had like this Mac desktop, privileged as fuck, but I had this Mac desktop that I would film stuff off of this camera that we had at home, and I would upload them, and I taught myself how to edit. A childhood friend of mine also helped me. She was like a really good Mac user. We're not friends anymore, and I don't talk about her because she stole a shit ton of stuff from me. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, but it's true. And I will literally clock it. So don't come for me. I used to make music videos for songs like Mr. Brightside, and like totally like the Burlesque movie changed my life, and I used a lot of those Burlesque songs. I'm editing this right now, and I'm thinking like, what was I doing watching Burlesque at like 10 years old? Like, that's so wild. I had such unsupervised internet access, like it's literally what ruined me. Or Rihanna, or, you know, old like Fall Out Boy and shit like that. Songs that I liked, and I would edit it, and I never uploaded them. Sometimes I would make little stories and like not silent films, just like no dialogue films, because it was just me filming and editing and doing all this stuff. It was literally for fun, and I never really uploaded them because I was fearful, you know? And I've always wanted to be like a YouTuber or whatever. And it was something that I kind of had to like push back and be like, okay, that's like, back then it wasn't a reasonable aspiration. Like, it wasn't a reasonable career. And nowadays maybe it is a little bit more, but you know, back then it was like, you want to be a YouTuber? Is there a ghost or something? Like, why is it doing that? Continue. But anyways, so in the past year or two, I've really been thinking about like career options and what I can do, what my passions are. And I've come to the conclusion that my passions are music, film, fashion, and even like photography. I'm not very good at photography, to be honest, but I'm like getting better. I've gone back to school. I know I'm talking a lot, but I've gone back to school. I am 25. I'm going back to school for radiological technologist, radiographic technologist, something, rad tech. There you go. It's a really long, weird name. And it's basically like an x-ray tech or like an MRI tech or whatever. And I just want something stable. And Aiden and I, which is my boyfriend, we're doing the same thing. And we're kind of mostly in the same classes. And we decided to take a film and animation appreciation class. Mostly animation, not really film. And my professor, it's over Zoom. He's very passionate about film. And he talks about how he makes films and he works in news, and he's all so knowledgeable. And like the more and more I've gone to class, and it's closer to the end of the semester now, he's really inspired me to like pick up a camera. I've been wanting to do it. And I've written a script like 2 years ago. Maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. It's a really long script. It's like 19 pages for like a short film. And it's like this way to convey sorry, I'm running through my thoughts really quickly right now. I just got like lost in my own thoughts. I'm trying to convey this message, whatnot. Not the point. The point is that I have found a resurfacing love for making film. And the reason why I want to restart my YouTube channel is because I want to be able to edit, because I love editing. I love editing stuff. I might be a little bit of an old head for editing, you know, like not very like technical, but like I love editing stuff. It's fun for me. I can take hours to edit stuff, especially if it's something that I really want to do, like a YouTube video or whatever. I'm very particular about how I edit stuff. I like filming. I like coming up with concepts and like having this whole story to convey something, you know. I have big emotions. I feel things very big. Dude, like, what is my grammar here? I feel things very big. Dude. Wow. It makes me want to rip my skin off. And I feel like I can never convey them. And I want to be able to convey them to people. And I want to talk about unconventional feelings and things that people don't talk about, and things that are like poetic, and you know what I mean? Before Thanksgiving break, I emailed my professor. This is going a totally different direction than I was expecting it to go. But I emailed my professor. So basically the gist of the conversation me and my professor had, because I did not enjoy the clip of me reading the whole thing, it took forever. I basically emailed him and was like, you inspired me, because he's told us to basically reach out to him if we're inspired or need any help or want any advice on making films. And I reached out to him with basically that, where I was like, hey, I'm just one person. I don't have much equipment, but I have all these ideas. I've written a script. I just have like analysis paralysis basically, and I'm like such a perfectionist that like I don't even start stuff, or I have this like thought in my head, and if I can't convey it, it like just becomes like a frustrating thing. Then I'm just like, why can't, you know? So I basically asked him for tips, and it took him like a week to respond. Obviously it was Thanksgiving break, so I wasn't expecting an immediate response. And he was like, oh, I love it. Looks like you're going in the right direction. He said that he would be willing to read my script, and if there's a certain visual way that I want to convey the thing that I'm trying to convey. So then I sent him an email back with, you know, my favorite films that have inspired me, like Trainspotting and Donnie Darko, specifically Trainspotting for its like surrealistic scenes. I really love that film. And it's such an emotional film to me. There's other things like Suspiria, and like I really like the color theory of films, which in the next clip you'll see me pull out my book. But that is the gist. I cut myself off. That is the gist of what the conversation was, and now I'm just kind of like waiting for a response. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, what do I want to convey? And going to my books, I bought this book specifically, The Colors of Film. And this book I got because I know I want this like dreamlike quality to my work. I love when movies do color theory, like use color theory to their advantage. Like David Lynch movies, vibe. But you know, like movies, there are certain movies that I love. So I love the movie Trainspotting and how that's like very dreamlike. Oh my gosh, I need to write this down. How am I gonna respond to him? There's so many things. God, I'm like almost embarrassed to send my script to him. Guys, he's my teacher, and I have to do like some more classes with him. It's 19 pages, and I feel like it's horrible. Okay, let's go on. I really like certain movies. Like, I have to watch Twin Peaks, but I really like the way like it's been portrayed so far. I really like that vibe. But there are certain movies I have on my list. Let me pull up my letterbox. Okay. Eyes Wide Shut. I love the colors in that movie and what they're talking about. Dude, I'm so like, okay, I need to not be embarrassed because like, yeah, okay, I don't need to be embarrassed. Girl, I got distracted by responding to my professor. Let me go back to what I was talking about, where I want to take this YouTube channel. Maybe one day I'll split it. But what I want to do is I want to do casual stuff like this. And I want to talk to you guys and be able to just talk about my interests and what I like and what I'm getting a pain in my stomach. But I want to be able to talk to you guys about like my interests and stuff. Like I could literally write like an analysis, like film analyses. Like I love video essays, just like I never make them because I feel like no one would watch them because they're so long. And I do feel like our attention spans are kind of short. Like I want to talk about like my books, you know. This is like literally not even like a 16th of what I got for books. If you know anything about the author Chuck Palahniuk, I don't know how to say his last name very well. Palahniuk. I'll put it on screen here. He's one of my favorite authors. I looked it up, and it's Palahniuk. Chuck Palahniuk. I like almost every single one of the books that he writes. I just love the way he writes. It's so like, I guess you could say raw in a way. That is probably one of my favorite authors. I don't think I have like another favorite author that's tried and true for me. I think that's the only one that I love. He's the author of Fight Club, but I have like my favorite books, you know, like I have the Ring trilogy, third book in the trilogy. There is like a trilogy and then there's 2 offshoots out of the trilogy, but like the movie The Ring, the scary movie, it's a book. And I don't know if I didn't know that until I went to the store and I was looking for like horror books to read because I love horror. Love horror movies, horror books. Like I just like horror all around. Like I just love scary shit. And stuff that like makes my skin crawl, and like in a good and bad way. And I, as a kid, Ring is a movie, even nowadays, that like I almost refuse to watch. I could probably go back and watch it and be like, girl, what were you scared of? But there was something about that movie that gave me like this really visceral fear of bathrooms and like showers, like closing my eyes in showers and stuff, because she's like a wet thing that comes out. I didn't even know it was a trilogy. And I bought the first book and I read it because I was like, well, if I'm not going to watch the movie, I might as well read the book, right? It's the original. The book is so much better than any of the movies ever made. It's so good. Like, if this is one trilogy that, like, I would, like, recommend if you're someone who likes mystery and horror aspects, like, I think this is, like, one of the, like, Ring specifically, maybe not Spiral, but, like, Ring specifically, the first book, closer, like, to the mid to the end of the book, made my skin crawl. Literally made me, like, freak out viscerally from reading, which is something that I don't get very often. And this is, like, a different perspective, and then this is a different perspective, and then you got, like, 2 offshoots. You know, I have, like, American Psycho downstairs. I have Tweak, which is, like, the original book for Beautiful Boy. I have yet to read it. I've had that book for, like, probably 10 plus years, and I haven't read it because it's my sister's. Section of literature I like is, like, Gothic literature or goth literature, which is, like, you know, Frankenstein and Dracula. I would say probably one of my favorites would be Dracula. Just something about Bram Stoker's Dracula. I don't know. It's the movie. It's the book. It's the way it's written. It's so, like, spooky. And I love it. There's one that I have downstairs that I've yet to read. It's called Carmilla. And it's supposedly the inspiration behind Bram Stoker's Dracula. I don't know if that's fully confirmed, but I heard something about that. I think I heard it as like either a queer or lesbian like vampire story. It's kind of small. So I'll probably say is on my top there. I bought this book out of pure curiosity I didn't buy it off of TikTok, but like people on TikTok were talking about it and they're like, don't read this book if you're in a bad place. And I was like, I'm not in a bad place. And I picked up this book and god damn, it fucked me up. I literally like sat and stared at a wall for like 2 weeks, I feel like, after I finished this book. And the funny thing is now, since I've read this book, I watched the movie, which I really love the way it was filmed. Now for my psychology class, I have to do like a book report, like a psychology book report. And I'm choosing this because this is like a crazy psychological, like it's a crazy book. It's crazy. You're reading and you're like, where's this going? Where's this going? And then you get to the last chapter and you're like, and then like I'm sitting there like bawling. I also bought like The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Don't clock me, I haven't read the book. My sister has had this book, not this specific book. I went and I bought my own because hers is like really torn, like page, like front page torn. But I wanted my own, and I wanted it to be crisp. I know that's like very like weird of me, but like I don't know, I just like crisp, fresh books, and I wanted it in my own collection. This movie means so much to me. I remember when I watched it in the theaters with my dad and my sister, and I remember at the end of the movie I turned over to my dad and he was crying, and it was probably the first time I've ever seen my father cry, and the only time I've ever seen my father cry. The movie resonated so hard with me, and the main character is someone that I feel very connected to. And that's why I bought the book, because I know the book is awesome. These books over here, I have like no idea about really. I've heard a little bit about A Little Life. I've heard it's really good and really messed up. And I also heard that like some people don't like it because it's kind of like trauma. And I was just like, I bought this book because I was really excited. And I'm still really excited to read it because I want to know what the hell happens. It's really long though. It's like almost 1,000 pages. So that's like a task. And then Knock 'em Stiff specifically, I got it because, well, I watched The Devil All the Time, the movie, which is a book from this author, Donald Ray Pollock. I should have probably bought Devil All the Time, but I bought Knock 'em Stiff because one of my favorite artists right now, Ethel Cain, if you're an Ethel Cain girly, you get it, has an album coming out called Perverts, and one of the main inspirations for the beginning of this album, like beginning inspiration, was Knock 'em Stiff. I really liked the movie The Devil All the Time, and I did not know that he had written that book. So when I went to the store and saw that, I was like, oh my god, like that movie was awesome. I didn't know it was a book. So I decided to pick up Knock 'em Stiff because I liked the other movie, and I figured I would probably like this. And then another thing, look at this, it says more engaging than any new fiction in years, Chuck Palahniuk. So I had to buy it. Like, my favorite author said that they love this book. I had to buy it because, like, I need to know what the hype about. So I got it, and I'm quite excited to read it. It feels like it might be a little bit Southern Gothic to me, but it could be wrong because, like, that movie Devil All the Time was very Southern Gothic. And then I bought this book, I Who Have Never Known Men. I think it's like a dystopian future about like women and whatnot. So this is like probably like a thought piece or a think piece. Sometimes I just don't buy books just because I want to read them. Obviously I want to read them, but like that draws me to them. There are certain books, like, you know, like in the beginning, you know how I said I like understanding people from the deep depths of beginning start of stuff. That's sometimes why I buy books. Like, that's why I bought Knock 'em Stiff, because I want to understand where that inspiration came from. So when the album does come out in January, I have read the book that inspired her. You know, like, that's how I am. That's just how I am as a person, and that's how I kind of wish people were with me. But there's only so much you can hope for in that, you know? That might be the end of this video. This went in a lot of different directions that I did not know was gonna go. I thought I was gonna be doing stuff, but it was just like, you know, a talk video, just to kind of like update you guys on, like, I guess life and me as a person, because I feel like I don't really have that on my channel. I just have outfit videos and maybe like one talking get ready with me. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know like a little bit about my brain and how I want this YouTube channel to go. I obviously want to dip my toes in a lot of different aspects, but I think that film specifically lets me dip my toes into like all of them. I want to have my personality on here because I don't really convey that very much on my social media other than Instagram. But if you're interested in following me on any platforms, I'll put them down below. I have TikTok, I have Twitter, and I have Instagram. I also have my letterbox if you're interested. I guess I'll put that down there. Yeah, that is the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of getting to know me a little bit more. I don't talk this much in my videos. Hopefully, I can do this more often. And I really enjoyed this kind of video. I do this on my free time, and I figured I would start posting them because why am I talking about my takes if I'm not going to post them online, you know? I have so many takes and so many things I like talking about and so many things that I'm passionate about. I just don't post them online out of fear of judgment. But I am 25. I don't want to be held back by the fear of judgment anymore. And I want to pursue what I want to pursue. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope you guys come back. If you like me, please subscribe and like the video, and you can follow me on my social media. I'll put them down below. Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys and chatting. I'll be back soon. Bye, guys.